Good afternoon, everyone. It is Saturday, January 3rd, 2026, and I'm looking a little tired today because I have stayed up late last few nights since New Year's Day. Went to bed late because I watched the new Naked Gun movie. That was pretty funny. Anyway, without wasting any more time, let me show you what we have going on the weather here. And let me see. I want to share my screen here. And just looking at things, we have finally some showers and thunderstorms extending along the Gulf Coast of the U.S. Thank goodness. This isn't a whole lot of rain we're going to get, unfortunately, especially in Gainesville, where I live. Every time we get these kind of like squall lines that are coming diagonally across the Gulf Coast, it looks healthy over here in the Panhandle, like Panama City, Destin, Pensacola, even Tallahassee gets the heavy rain and thunderstorms. But by the time it gets down to this area here, I call this the Jacksonville, Lake City, Chiefland Triangle, including Gainesville. When for some reason, I don't know what it is, this atmospheric area is more stable. And when these squall lines approach north central Florida, Gainesville, Ocala, where I live, it doesn't get the storms lose their intensity, and all we just get is light showers, a little bit of gusty winds, maybe rubbles of thunder, and that's it. We don't get those heavy, severe thunderstorms and tornadoes that they get up in the Panhandle, which I'm grateful for. I don't want the tornadoes, but I would like to have a little bit more exciting weather, like at least some loud rumbles of thunder. Anyway, so let me zoom in here real quick along the Gulf Coast. We went wrong one. Let's zoom in here to the Mobile area. And as you can see, we got some scattered thunderstorms here from the DeSoto National Forest in South Mississippi, just north of Gulfport. And we got a couple of little cells moving right into the western suburbs of the Mobile area, Pritchard, Alabama area, and then going north of Mobile, going over here towards Bruton, Alabama, or Flomaton, Alabama, and Century, Florida. We got thunder showers. Pensacola is in the dry sector right now, and honestly, these last couple of thunder showers that are just west of Mobile might scrape through the Pensacola area here in the next hour and a half. But after that happens, Pensacola's rain chances go to zero. Here in Panama City, it looks like you're getting some scattered heavy showers right now, and then some moderate to heavy showers are moving right into the vicinity of the Bristol, Bluntstown, and going towards Tallahassee right now. Raining over the Wacala National Forest. It's raining up here over the Valdosta area, going across Eccles and Ware County, Georgia. Waycross getting light rain. And then you got some scattered showers up here over southwest Georgia, right over Albany. There's a heavy shower. And a couple of them just moving right out of the Columbus area. And then going across the Interstate 16 route towards Vidalia, Georgia, and Savannah. And eventually, I live right here in Gainesville. We're eventually going to get in on some of this, but I don't think we're going to get any real heavy thunderstorms. If we get any thunder, it'll be last briefly, just some light to moderate showers coming through in some breezy conditions, which we have had today. And then going out to a bigger scale, let me look at the satellite picture here. You can see across the United States here, we have mostly dry conditions here across the desert Southwest, including Texas. That's because, ironically, a big high pressure area is setting up over here. And so weather's going to stay clear. And unfortunately, after this low pressure area and storm system that's tracking about right here right now, it's going to bring a weak cold front with it like this, kind of in this fashion. And just over time, it's going to track its way southeastward across Florida in this kind of motion. And it's going to be by this time tomorrow, it's going to be kind of out here like this. But it's a weak front, not going to bring significantly colder weather to Florida. It's just going to keep it kind of the status quo. What it's been for the last 2.5 days, it's been like lows in the 40s, highs in the 60s. But it's going to start warming up because as this moves out, this high pressure right here, let me change the color to red. This is going to slowly slide its way east and northeast a little bit, and the high pressure will be settled over basically the southeast over the next basically 5 to 10 days. And unfortunately, that's going to lead to warmer temperatures And what we don't want to hear is more dry weather. Eventually, this high will dissipate, and we'll start to get a weather pattern in the jet stream that will favor more rain and thunderstorms across the southeast in about the 10 to 14 day time frame from now. So we're looking at the middle to latter part of January. We're going to see a more active stormy pattern across the southeast, but that's not going to be until later in the month based on what I'm seeing in the computer models. So as you can see, we got cold weather. It's cold up here over the north with snow showers and blizzard conditions across northern New York, upstate New York area. I guess that would be northern New York because I had someone correct me saying upstate is like Albany. Northern New York is like Rochester and Syracuse. But anyway, I don't live in that area, and so I don't care. So let me show you here on the Tropical Tidbits website here. Let's go back. Let me look at the forecast model so we can get kind of an idea of what's going on. And sure enough, yep, there's the low pressure area across the south. It's bringing us some showers. And let's put this into motion, but slow it down a little bit so you can see. Look at the date. This is tomorrow, January 4th. Clears out across northern Florida. And the front and the storm system moves way out into the Atlantic. Look what's happening out here in California. Low pressure's diving in on Wednesday the 7th. Goes out into the Gulf of California. Goes across Texas and then slides up to the north of the deep south. Goes towards Detroit. And so it looks like another weak front is approaching the southeast next week on the 10th. And looks like we'll get another shot of rain on Saturday night, January 10th, which is a week from today. And then, sure enough, more cold settles in over the east around the 13th through the 14th. And then another storm system starts popping up over Texas on Wednesday, the 13th or 14th. Look at the date right up here and watch the progression of this storm system. So this one is moving according to the GFS model, which is not always the best, but it gives us a pretty good idea because this is the forecast model that I looked at 2 weeks ago that predicted rain for this weekend. And so it's actually verifying. So I kind of do believe in the GFS for basic idea forecasts, but for like specifics, it's not that good. So the general thinking from the GFS model is that we're going to get a storm system developing over Texas on Wednesday, January 14th through January 15th, which is Thursday that week. And this thing is going to progress its way east and northeastward across the Gulf Coast states. And that's going to bring probably severe weather to Louisiana, maybe southern Mississippi, South Alabama, and the Florida Panhandle, because that's a pretty good signature of strong convection along the Emerald Coast I can see here. And that will be valid Friday, January 16th. So that's 2 weeks from yesterday. So look at that. And it progresses its way right on into my area towards the Gainesville area. So January 16th might be a stormy day across northern Florida if this model verifies. And then that storm system just kind of leaves behind it a stationary front, if I'm interpreting this correctly. And that stationary front just kind of dangles across the Gulf. At least I'm going to stop the model right there because they don't get accurate after 10 days. Certainly not after 2 weeks. So anyway, it looks like we're going to have some rain this afternoon in my neck of the woods, and then it gets sunny and clear for probably about another week. We get another chance of rain next weekend by Saturday or Sunday. And then around the 16th, 17th of January, a much bigger storm system, or actually the 14th through the 16th, there's going to be a much bigger storm system moving across the northern Gulf of America, Gulf of Mexico, or whatever. And it's going to be tracking its way towards North Florida. And we might get a shot of severe weather on the 16th of January here in the Jacksonville, Gainesville, Ocala, and Tampa Bay area. So keep a watchful eye on that. But I'm going to check back in as we get closer to that time period, and I'll let you know how things are progressing. Have a good weekend, and I'll see you again soon.